come back in. 1 second.
All right, I'm about to come back in. You good? You good? Yeah. Waiting for Lang to pop back in though. But it was. I thought Fonz had it though, small Fonz. Dog, all he gotta do is land. We're gonna get into that though, land a few though. And what I'm noticing about the culture today, I don't know if you see it on your side. All the conversation about the old guys versus new guys conversation.
Oh yeah, Mooka. I saw Easy went live. What did it say? I didn't watch it, but are Mook and Lux actually the best ever? But I ain't gonna lie, like wins like this, I always say when they gain respect from newer fans, they do it in chunks, like because they don't battle as often. So like a battle hits, and then it's like they get love. The way they get hate to the highest level, they get love to the highest level too. So that's pretty cool.
All right, fellas, we're gonna have y'all in the building, man. We're gonna talk Summer Madness 15. Jesus Christ, that sounds crazy. Summer Madness 15 off just to say that, right? First battle of the night, Ununice versus Arsenal. Obviously, and Lang, shout out to Lang, because Lang brought this to my attention yesterday, off air, that Ununice coming off of losses usually does good. He pans his next battle, he pans out and does real well. And that can come to a W, right? Off rip, I got Ununice 2-1. I thought his first round was phenomenal. He set the tone on a lot of things, though. He set the tone for being the first guy to set it off. He set off the Nipsey Hussle bar because it just went on a barrage of Nipsey Hussle London bars for the rest of the night, official coffee bars. But I thought for him to set it off, be the first one to get that off, that was great. Arsenal took a stray at me. Shout out to Arsenal. I don't know what the hell that came from. Shout out to Arsenal. I love you. Arsenal on me all the time. It is what it is. Listen, to Arsenal's credit, though, right? My concern was 7 days off prep, right? Of the Jazz battle. Would he have time to prep and everything like that? Right. And I think the both of us, three of us, are talking about this ad nauseum to the fact that we never seen Arsenal this crazy on social media, Lang and Smo, after a battle. When did he start doing victory parades after battles? After the Jazz battle, every day it felt like
that was a big one. He definitely happy about that one.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to pass it over to you guys. But yeah, a solid battle, very good battle to set the night off and everything like that. They say in battle rap, the first battle sets the tone. I thought it was a good battle. You know what I mean? I got Arsenal getting the third. I think Eunice's approach about the gang ties and everything like that, I didn't really go too crazy about that, though. And Arsenal do the pandering bars in the third round. Obviously, when you go in that bag, you're going to get the round. So I got Eunice 2-1, fellas. First and second.
Yeah, like how you call him?
Yeah, I had Arsenal, I had Arsenal taking the third, but I had Ununice in the first two, with Ununice first being the round of the battle. His first was so electric, bro. And this is why, like, I can never take people that, like, criticize Ununice and say that he's not, like, a new star or a rising star in the culture, because it's like, there aren't that many new guys that is doing what he's doing on stages, right, against veterans and stuff like that. And say what you will about, like, when he goes against, like, say, the more aggressive people, right, like Franchise and whatnot, like, or just like other, people that are not really the most pin heavy. But when he's up against these veterans, he shows up and he shows out. Like, him versus Nitty got a lot of traction on YouTube. Even early on with the Hustle battle. Even JC last year coming off of the Franchise battle, funny enough, right? Like, he's just consistently putting on in those big time matchups. And, I think this is just another case where he's showing why he's heralded as one of the best up and coming talents in battle rap. You know what I'm saying? So I thought his first was electric. I thought his second was also really good too. I don't think it was better than his first round. I heard a little bit of dialogue of people feeling like it was better than his first, but I thought his first was the best. And I thought Arsenal was actually serviceable. And quite honestly, I won't lie to you. Funny enough, I think his actual material in this battle, I think I enjoyed more than the Jazz material. I think his overall performance obviously was cleaner against Jazz because, obviously more prep. He was more amped up for that battle. But I really liked his third round. I thought his first round was solid too. And I think he only had like one hiccup, and I want to say that was like late in the first round or whatever. But for the most part, he held it together, gave a good look. And I think that when you talk about, I don't consider, I guess, Ars is a pseudo gatekeeper to a certain extent. This is probably the best case scenario for an Arsenal, being competitive, but also like giving the up-and-comer a look. So I thought this was a good outing for both of them, with obviously being more of a net positive for Eunice. So I thought Eunice had a great performance.
Yeah, I mean, y'all said it best. I got Ununice to one of the first and second. I feel like he won that pretty clear. And the third, I even think the third is close, but as y'all did, I believe, Lang, you did too. I gave Arsenal the third round of the battle. I know he had a lot of pandering stuff, but like, he's never going to be like an overly complex style. And I think Eunice just had more firepower. Like bar for bar, you just realize he's just saying kind of like the more creative, like the better shit. But if you appreciate Arsenal's style, I think the third round is a great example of it. Like, yeah, he's pandering to the crowd. It's simple, but it's entertaining. He's rapping his ass off. He's an old school entertainer. There's some guys who just get away with just knowing how to move an audience, like it, and also rapping very well. So it's not one where I'm looking like super down on Arse, but he lost the battle, and it's more about Eunice. He did this on Gnome, and I know he lost the side mission, but at the end of the day, if you're not gonna if your biggest battles is your craziest performances, your biggest wins versus top comp, he's going to keep getting looks like this. Remember, there was people questioning, right back on SM, duh. He's a top 3 or 4 performer of the night. So it's crazy to see him do this. You can trust Eunice in pretty much any situation now. And in the aftermath of the battle, because we all got the same winner, I know Eunice called out real sick. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What was that laugh about, sir?
Nah, I think all 3 of us would like to see that battle.
But it's a caveat. But what are we gonna say? Real sick is
hey, they on according to sick, they on different paths, man. They on.
I feel like sick is like a somewhat of a man of reason. Like he just wants to look to make sense, and even he wants legends. Like I'm sure if it was up to him, he'll battle Geechi Gotti next after this Shotty shit. Like that's kind of how he's moved. He just wants the name. But if you got a new talent that's really got buzz, like the way Easy did when he was coming up for Geechi. I'm not saying Eunice is that, but the title of being #1 new guy is a special kind of impact in the moment, especially if he's going crazy on SMs and Gnome. So at some point, it might not become just giving a shot. Like at what point do they become kind of like peers? So we'll see, but that's probably the biggest takeaway. I want to see Eunice versus Real Sick, big stage, volume preferably, smaller room, but I'm not mad at it anywhere. It's just about
if it's not Eunice versus Real Sick, I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually like Eunice versus Shotgun and Suge from a style clash perspective. He did call out Suge at the back end of the battle. I know some people are about it, but I did see Suge's tweet. He did seem like he didn't take a liking to that. He actually said that him and Eunice was booked or was on the verge of getting booked, and then something occurred. So
if it happened, it happened. It's not what I'm super looking at, but he'll see at some point. If he's gonna climb the ranks, that's a must-have battle. So,
do we still want Eunice and Usa? Do we still want that?
Did we ever want it?
I mean, it would have been a great. It would have been a good opener for this card because I feel like in terms of the conceptual upcomer versus upcomer to open up a big card, that would have been cool. But outside of that,
for Wusa to get us Summer Man, it was a campaign that 3 of us saw on the timeline every day. I'm just saying.
We're hashtagging. It was. I was bought into what Wusa was doing, but I think I think he took too many L's right there at the end. And I still think Wusa's a very good talent, but there's a matter of consistency where talent doesn't carry you. And for it to be 2 new guys, you got to both be on fire because they could always get a vet like Arsenal, who we know is going to make sense on there in London. So everything lined up. But if you got to have perfect momentum to pull something like that off. I'm not mad if they battle in general. I like interclass stuff. I think it'd be good rec. But I'm glad they went with Arsenal and Eunice on Summer Madness. Was madness.
Fellas, that I read before you go to Bang, what I liked a lot on the intro and outro when they were coming out, the love that Smack showed to Eunice, you deserve this and everything like that. I was like, damn. I asked Eunice today when I interviewed him, was there any pressure on you after Smack is throwing you all those kudos and it's time to go? He said, hell yeah, that shit felt pressure though, but it was interesting.
Well, I think Smack is well, shout out to Smack first and foremost. I think he's starting to get he was already in tune with the culture, but you see him being even more interactive, right? Kind of getting the pulse of what people want, what people don't want. Obviously, with the Twitch situation, I'm pretty sure he's heard the chatter about Eunice and whether he's going to be the new star and whatnot. And I think that he was just trying to make it known that he he is the future. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a dope thing that he did there. But in terms of the Wusa situation, I just feel like the Justice and Kid Slade battles back to back kind of hurt that. I feel like you probably would have a world where it would have been Wusa and Eunice if it's like he clearly beat Slade on that Nexus card, and then
Right.
before that he handled business with Justice. But it's kind of hard. And like Smo said, it's like when you have those two people, they both gotta be on fire. Like when they did Mike P and Twerk, they were the hottest prospects out at that time. You know what I'm saying? So that made sense. But I mean, I think Eunice trajectory at this point is just on a different path, and I think he's going to get more veterans. Hence, the shotgun should call out and the real sick call out. So,
Facts.
All right. Next battle. Me. A Ward versus T Top. Listen, let me just say this over it, fellas. Some people had this as battle of the night going into this battle. Obviously, it was not battle of the night. I can't really say I like this battle a lot. I don't even like this. Doesn't battle doesn't have a lot of replay value at all. You know what I mean? I know it's A Ward's URL initiation and everything like that. Even Pop went into that bag a little bit. I didn't like all that. T-Top, dog, for a person like yourself who they say is charismatic and you're good at the angles and stuff like that, brother, sometimes your angles be flat, though. And this is one of them nights, bro. That second round, you talk about A-Ward's brother, then he rebuttals the third round saying his brother is good and annihilate, thing like that. And then a long 15-minute round, dog. In the first
round.
round.
A 15-minute round is for sure an attack on him.
Crazy, though.
Like the integrity of hip-hop gets damaged when something like that happens. 15 minutes is absolutely insane, especially for the round to not be all that.
We didn't even like when
Verb.
It was 20-minute rounds against Verb. We didn't even like that shit.
Man, it was I gotta agree. I did not like this battle. Now this is something that I've also realized is that I think, and maybe we could all agree on this.
All right.
There is one person who really killed the footage of this battle. And this wasn't the best A-Ward, but without a shadow of a doubt, the reason that people did not like this battle, the reason people in the building that even came to our live after on the Let's Talk Battle Rap channel were telling us, yo, like from the UK, that first round kind of like drained the energy. It's because of T-Top, bro. I don't know what T-Top was doing. His first round, the first about 5 minutes of his first round were good. He was going to win the round, rapping a normal round, and then he rapped 10 more minutes. And you could debate it. I still edged T-Top the first round, but he killed the momentum. His second is bad. I don't think Ward's second was good.
Let me ask you a question, brother. Did you give him the first round because of the longevity of it? Or
I thought way earlier in T-Top's round before the end.
All right.
Like, I thought he genuinely had won the first at some point. Like, I was like, man, I'm edging him the round, like, right now. And then if you're one of those, there's people that'll debate, like, I'm not going to take off if he won for having more material. You kind of get what I'm saying? But there's some people that'll say, hey, it's mad inconsistent. And Ward's first, like, it gets lost in there. Ward's first is good.
Yeah.
From that league boy he had, and how you finish up with I want to apologize for absolutely nothing. Even though you took shots at URL half the night, though, brother. I don't know what was going on. I mean, he took bad shots and smacking them.
He had his victory lap. He's there now. He gets to do what he wants. He's been waiting for this for a minute. But I actually think Ward, his second, I don't like. I don't like Ward's second either. I just think T-Top's second is far worse. But, like, I thought he was getting too jokey and the fat jokes of the second. Like, I didn't think Ward was crazy. Ward's third is, like, really, really good. So, all us were like, yeah, and I don't think this is the best Ward performance. He could have done. I had his performance of the night going in. He was supposed to bring the building down in his debut on URL.
His chasing material was way better,
fellas. He's had better shit, but I also think like this isn't like a bad A-Ward though, and I think it gets lost because like it's his debut and the battle's bad. It can kind of reflect on him particularly bad. He did what he was supposed to. He won 2-1 clear. He might have won 3-0 to keep it real with you. So Ward should be like happy, I think, all things considered. But T-Top did horrendous things to the footage here. Like this falls mostly on his shoulders. This is a bad T-Top performance.
I mean, he said it best. I honestly feel like his first round. I thought Ward's first round was good. Now I think people are expecting him to be like explosive out the gate, like everything landing right, like a round that we can talk about later. But I feel like his first round was really good. I thought he had a slow build, but he was starting to kick up. I thought T Top, like Smo said, started off really strong. I like some of the concepts. I'm not gonna lie, his rebuttals were meh. Yeah, he had one rebuttal that landed, but a couple of them were like he was kind of talking himself through it to figure something out. But he could have ended at the Jet 2 holiday situation, and that would have been fine. But he kept going. And honestly, that orientation situation was cool too. I thought that he executed that okay. But
Too long, man. It was too
but
long.
yes, but I think ultimately it comes down to the execution. I think the ideas and the concepts and the angles were solid. It just wasn't executed properly. So Ward took the first. I mean, excuse me, T Top edged the first. Ward took the second, but like Smoke said, that second wasn't the best. They both were kind of joking. I wanted that intensity that they kind of showed in the face off or whatever. So they both had a very bad or very, it was overall very bad second because Ward's second wasn't good, and then T Top second really wasn't good. Like he even remixed I'm pretty sure it was the second round where he remixed I know Jesus is white. Like
I that angle with the white Jesus white angle, I didn't like that.
no, I'm like brother, like
Now, how about the third round when he says, I can't even say it explicitly, but the whole church group priest and the 57 kids.
yeah, like
And then he did all that. He made up that whole scenario just to do a bar with the number 57. That's some sick shit.
And then talk about the mic issues. The mic issues on top of that. The mic
yeah.
issues.
I forgot. It was cursed, man. It was a cursed battle, unfortunately.
Yeah. But Ward's third was really good.
That's kind of the battle.
The
battle easily.
Now the surf call out.
He finished once again. I thought his first round, and third round, the way he finished his rounds.
Yeah.
The one apologized, and then the other one he had smacked. I thought he did a good job of finishing.
Yeah.
I'm very big on that and stuff like that. You think what I'm saying? I thought he did a good job on that. But like Smoke said, I don't think this was a phenomenal A-War. His first URL battle, respectfully. You know what I mean? But I gotta win in a battle.
It's like he gave us. It's like we were expecting a 10, and he gave us like a 8 in the first round, a 5 or 4 in the second round. And then gave us like a 9. What we're expecting the entire battle.
I ain't gonna lie, and maybe that's just too high expectations, but that also comes with like greatness. Like if you want to be considered one of the best, you got high expectations.
Yeah,
I expected like 3 of his thirds.
Yeah,
third was okay. Like that's almost like I think did a real level up for me where I'm like, yo, this really ain't no bad A-word. This is like a B- type of A-word performance. That ain't bad, but we wanted A+. Why the fuck are you A-word? Why do they talk about you like this? Like in terms of fans being introduced, and what are you going to do in the URL stage? But yeah, A-word won. I think we all agree.
So are we saying that A-Ward's third round about T-Top's beloved moms, about the conversation about selling drugs to his moms, and then you have T-Top's angle about his brother. Are we saying A-Ward had a better angle?
We're saying he executed it better.
I'm in agreement with that, though.
Yeah, it's really the execution, and then like I even like the segment where he did the ADD situation, where he would flip to one topic, then flip to another or whatever. Now, granted, there wasn't no crazy haymaker out of that, but I thought the overall concept was dope. And then the line where he wrapped up the mother situation when he says you were supposed to go home to Grams, not bring Grams to your mom or something like that. That was crazy. Yeah, I just thought his third was really good. But I will say that he's going to need a lot more explosive performance to call out Surf like that. I will say that because that's not the
though. That call out hit though.
It did hit. It got me in the moment. I was like, "Whoa, hold on!"
It's like, yo, this sport is about like, yo, call a motherfucker. Like, I really think I'm better than you, and I know Ward always because he talks about it here and there.
Yeah.
2021, the way him with putting Surf over A-Ward.
Yeah.
I know to this day there's a little like that, and they already went back and forth a bunch, like talking a bunch of shit. But I remember like that's a huge part of it. And listen, he's not gonna be the return battle for No Sue Surf, but one day I do think it'd be cool. And there's a lot of matchups on URL for A-Ward.
Hell yeah. We're gonna talk about one later.
Just people off this card. I want to see A-Ward versus Twerk, obviously.
Yes.
From someone somewhere, because they book Twerking easy. They don't really give a fuck over there at TBL, it seems like. And then you got Twerk not Fonz and A Ward, I think is
I
a
like
great
that
battle
too.
too.
I fucks with that.
Yeah,
I
even on
fucks
the
with
card, Chess and A Ward, Ununice versus A Ward, like there's work for him over
yeah,
here, bro.
that's
And
great.
he talked
That's
about
great.
in the battle, talked about having a good career on URL. Like he's kind of speaking on like wanting to do things on the platform, like kind of in the long term. And I'd love to see like there's plenty of good matchups for A Ward on URL. So I think it's a great.
Gentlemen, we cover this sport every day, and we haven't really said anything about T-Top. We just throw everything. It was.
Well, no, we did talk about T-Top. We were just saying that like the execution just wasn't there, and I think that again he had some good concepts,
Yes.
but I do feel it's funny because we talked about like
Did we expect him to go in the bag like he did Miss Hustle? Did you guys expect
we
that?
we well
Yeah, I expect that level of good. I don't know if he take
yeah
that out of exposing and all that.
yeah
But I expect him to really like rap like he did for Chef Trez. You know what I'm
okay
saying? Oh.
yeah, and I thought that he bit off more than he can chew by having like an event the night before and internationally that too, right? But it's funny because I can't really say that because he came with a great deal of material and he didn't really choke. So I guess in his mind,
having a show the night before and everything like that.
yeah. So I guess in his mind he was prepared, but I think that extra level of preparation is knowing what to edit, knowing what to keep, and knowing not what to rap, as Smo like to say. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, A Ward 2-1. We can go on to the next battle.
And if I got to, because I like giving the matchups that I see them going to next. T-Top and Kid Slade. Oh, I wouldn't be mad at that. Maybe that'll get him back in the bag that people want, because people want T-Top talking shit, talking that shit. That might get him in that bag.
Does that force T-Top to want to go back into his bag that people want him to stop talking about those smoke? They want him to stop talking the drug talk. Is he forced to go in that bag?
But I don't know. Here's the thing with T-Top is I think like when people see him angle really, really good, they want to see him do it again. Because he's been mad inconsistent this year. He only won one battle. He just beat Hustle. But he angled Hustle down and broke her down so well that people were like, yo, angle T. Because people have been tired of T-Top's angles. People wasn't tired of T-Top's angles going into this battle. So if he get in his drug talk bag and he's just not that good, people be like, damn, well, this is just not that good. But if he goes in there, it's just about if he cooks. It's not always – there is optics in this game. There is times you might want to leave something alone. But if he goes in there with Kid Slade, that's going to emphasize that talk. And if he's just fire, that's going to be a fire battle. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that could – smaller room type of situation. I don't know. I'd like it for a bigger card, but I just hate that he's going to probably take 2 or 3 small league battles after this and lose. Like, I wish he was more consistent, bro, because he's fantastic. He still has a lot to like give, but he's got 3 or 4 battles that he just didn't really care about. And then one of his biggest battles, he's bad. What's that say about your year?
I mean, Fonz hurt my heart, though. That battle was not good. I know Fonz hate when I say that, but
Fonz was decent, though.
I say that was more, again,
I don't think Fonz was bad in that battle. I ain't gonna lie.
That's again more on T-Top, to Smoke's point. It's like, he's, and I think there's a certain battlers that are just, their pitch count has to be like 4 or 5. Like it just has to be. I think T-Top prior to 2024 and maybe 2023 was a 4 to 5 times a year type of guy. But now he's battling like 7 to 10 times a year. And it shows in the preparation because T-Top wasn't always like stumbling and choking in his battles prior to like last year. Like it was actually rare for him to mess up, and now it's kind of like a common occurrence.
Sideline, kicking and laughing on the sideline. I didn't like either.
I just think that he needs to kind of just slow down on the production. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's a 4 to 5 times a year type of battler, and you'll get more of those Chef Trez performances if that's all he's locked in for. So.
Next battle, Fonz versus Tay Rock. Let me just say before I hand it to your brothers, man. I've seen some people saying this is battle of the night.
I have it as battle of the night.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. I think Austin Ununice can get a little bit of love also. I'm not mad at Fonz and things of that nature. Let me just say this, bro. I think we got to stop this conversation. Not y'all, but I think some people try to front on Fonz and question if he's top tier. I think the brother is top tier. You want to talk about a brother that really dropped the ball. Hey, Fonz, my man Lang here was riding for you, dogs. Like riding for you. Every day I talk to this brother, he's in my ear. All right, y'all sleep on Fonz if you want to. Listen, I got scared in the walkout, Lang and Smoke, because in the walkout, Fonz didn't really get that wild love and stuff. And when Rock came out there, it was just one of them joints, and it just blew the building down. Let me just say this right quick, man. Fonz, what in the blue hell, my dude? What happened in that third, bro? I mean, listen, it's 1-1 going to the third. Fonz first round ain't even bad, fellas. It's actually a decent.
Fonz first is good.
Decent.
Like he actually, and people, he moved the crowd. He had a couple of haymakers. We all knew.
Beginning, I was fire.
But we all knew that it was good, but you needed great.
Yes.
You know? But I agree with you where it's not like he started slow. He just didn't start at the. I mean, it's fucking Tay Rock. You know what I'm saying? You could be good and still get smoked in the first, and that's what happened.
The Dracula bar he had, that was dope. Also,
the coffin.
That was hard. He had bars in the first round, but
to Three's point though, like on the onset, because optics do matter. Like this was a battle where he needed to rise to the occasion. Like you just see when Rock comes out, Jay Black's on his side, Arsenal's on his side, Mook is on his side. Like Smack low key was low key on like siding with Rock, and then like Calico is going bananas for everything Rock was saying right behind Fonz, which is kind of crazy. It's like, damn, like you're gonna react right at Fonz.
But he reacted a lot for Fonz. I thought Cal actually like the fairest of anyone on that stage.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. But like the first round though,
cheer for Fonz, and Cal was like, "Oh my god!" So
yeah, the first round though, it did look kind of scary. It actually reminded me of like when Swamp battled Rock, and it seemed like everything was kind of against him in the first round, and then the same thing. Fonz fought back with not just a great round, not just round of SM, but probably the best round of his career. And we're talking about like his second for Nitty or his second for Luke Castro. Like it was better than those two on a big stage. And when I tell you everything landed from the rebuttal, from the top 5 bar that he had, like the Missy misdemeanor, and that was a performance bar that he did.
Stay right here, right quick,
bro.
Brothers at all that Fonz beat Tay Rock in this department, in the performance department? Did it shock y'all brothers at all? All this talk about that Fonz can't rock a big room.
That's the thing, though, right? It's because, like, again, I feel like that's casual saying that because. You expose yourself by saying that if you don't acknowledge what he did against John in his third round, you know what I'm saying, or what he did against Suge in his third round. Like he's already shown that he could rock a big stage and against top caliber MCs. But I think this was like the biggest example because it just felt like Summer Madness, big stage against Rock. The whole world is watching. So to a lot of people,
it was a few times. And listen, I think it was a decent. Not even a decent event, you know what I'm saying? But there was a couple flashes of like, this is Summer Madness. And I feel like Fonz's second, he got a real SM moment where the energy, like the way this battle is a whole roller coaster of emotions, it's like there's almost a story within it. That's what you want in a Summer Madness battle. You know what I'm saying? Even if there was a clear winner, because we're going to talk about how he dropped the ball, but his second, oh my God. And he even went into the whole,
oh my God, bro.
When he got to angling about the gay shit and Rock with the tranny
I
shit.
Thought slow. I was tired of hearing tranny bars. And
nobody does it good. Ever since nobody else, that's how you knew that he could do nothing wrong. He was landing everything, and he said, The Rock said, it doesn't matter.
That was crazy.
That was
crazy.
The broke back.
Is crazy to me. It's crazy. It reminds me of Mook beating Hitman in the building. Like it just, I didn't expect.
He had some of the best for all the London references that night.
Yeah,
he had some of the more
round of the night.
He had some of the more creative like London flips. The whole you and the shapeshifter go up, so you and your Manchester.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
And I mean, just that was really a perfect round. It was unbeatable. He completely made it where even Rock, you could tell, just kind of knew he wasn't going to beat the round, and that's moment in itself.
Lang, let me ask you this question. After hearing, I'm gonna say how I felt after hearing Fonz's second round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Golden as Tay Rock is, as Rush as his brother is. I'm not gonna lie, brothers. I watch his sport like a hawk. I ain't think Tay Rock could beat that second round after him. I said, yo, dog, in my mind, Lang, I'm like, okay, Rock, if you could match this, then you that dude, because this man just laid nuclear bombs on you, fam.
Yeah.
And I think Rock knew he lost his battle, and I think he was pissed off that. I think Rock was pissed off that two things, that he lost the second round, that he's infamous winning, the infamous second round Tay Rock, but Fonz stripped out of him and everything, right? Boom. And then the people was loving his fucking second round. I think he shook Rock up a little bit. Not all the way, but a little bit, though, I think.
So what I was thinking was like, I was like, first off, 30 seconds into Rock's second, I knew he wasn't going to win it because you got to think, Fonz out the gate was getting like everything was landing. So like for your first 30 seconds not to land, it's like, all right, we're already like not on track. You know what I'm saying?
The Missy bar, it didn't land to me though. The Missy rebuttal, the Missy bar, Tay Rock did.
Yeah, you could tell he was for sure flustered. I think the subject matter about whatever the allegations or whatever it gets to him every time, especially if a bar does land on it, he gets even more mad about that. But I just think that he was like, damn, like it didn't really go how he expected it to go, and pressure was really on him. And Rock actually had a good second. I would argue his second was actually better than his first, but you wouldn't know that based on like. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought his second actually was better than his first. I thought his material was better than his first, if I'm being honest. But I just thought that Fonz's second was so great to where like we low key was waiting until Fonz rapped again.
Because he had an impersonation talk Tay Rock had. He had he had a Nipsey Hussle bar. After a while, I just no disrespect Tay Rock. I know you wrote those bars before the venue and everything, but it was after a while I didn't want to hear that no more. I just that shit is my edge. Didn't want to hear Nipsey Hussle, Laura London bars and shit like that. But like Ronaldo bar, didn't go crazy.
That was the first. See, I think he performed. I think he performed that well. I thought the concept has been said before, but I thought the performance on that was well. And that's when like you mix in the cadence with the delivery and the vocal projection. Like that's Rock at his best. You know what I'm saying? But you get into the third round. And on the onset, I'm like, okay, this is similar to Fonz's first in that, like, he's not out the gate bombing. He's kind of slow floating his way into a couple bars. He actually had a couple, like, haymakers, but, like, he was kind of stumbling over his words. Not to the point where it was like he was losing his placing, but it did seem like he was, like, stumbling over his words a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then out of nowhere, he just cuts his round. And then in my head, I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing? And then I'm like, damn, like, is it better for him to cut his round so he don't choke, so he preserves the footage? Or should he just try his best to rap for 2 minutes, even if it was chopped?
For 2 minutes and land two haymakers, Fonz. What are you doing?
But the thing is, though, it's like he probably felt like if he rapped another 2 minutes, he was either going to choke or he was going to stumble through his material. Either way, he was kind of in a bad predicament. And it's unfortunate because this was a situation where he could have he's already top tier to us, but he could have easily stamped himself as one of those guys with the third round.
Yo, he would have won. I ain't gonna lie, just off the material he got out, and if he had another, like, let's say minute and a half, 2 minutes of material, bro, Fonz was gonna win that third, bro. Like Rock's third isn't weak, but it wasn't nothing like special, but he's the master of consistency. So Fonz, man, like, I thought he started the third good, and that's why everyone gasped. I felt like when he cut his round. Yeah. Really here's the thing. Rock's the favorite coming in, right? Everyone's got Rock's going to win. Absolutely. So when something like when Fonz then goes down 1-0, right? So now it's like, damn, it's going just like we said. So when you see someone like have a special moment where they like really fight out of it the same way Swamp did, the crowd, even if it's a Tay Rock, they were there for Tay Rock, they're kind of like, oh, something special might happen here. Like, oh, we might see something. Like, I didn't expect that. Now we're buying into Fonz. Fonz had the building on his side. Like, and I saw Rock because Rock tweeted, like, it felt like, damn, everyone wanted me to lose. There was a point in the turn. Right. We were all rooting.
Is he right though? Is he right with that?
I disagree.
not going into the battle, right? Going into the battle, you're the favorite. But in terms of the third, like I think not when I say everyone, it's hyperbole, but I think like most about our community is like rooting for Fonz because now it's a moment. It's like, oh my God,
right. I could be
down 1-0. He was supposed to die, and he just
Mhm.
had two of the craziest rounds. Like, what are we gonna do about Fonz? He'd be the topic at SM right now if he completed his third round. And he's always got that second, but man, like you could have been the story of SM15, and it could have been a legendary thing, man. It could have been great.
I disagree with like, because I feel like it wasn't necessarily people rooting against him. They just wanted Fonz to do good. Like they wanted him to continue that level. When you see that level of greatness, you just want it to continue. You just wanted to like carry on. I don't, because like they gave Rock a lot of love. It wasn't like, you know, they weren't like, because like, bro, like his first round, he had the crowd rocking. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that it was people wanted him to lose. I just think that it was a surprise factor, a shock factor of like that level that Fonz ascended to. Because even though we're saying that he's a top tier battler, I can't help but feel like he reached a new level with that second round. Like it just in that moment, it just felt like damn, like he really ascended to a higher level, like he needed to in that second round. They just wanted that to continue. I hope, but I do want to again. This is why like I credit consistency and professionalism, right? Because at the end of the day, as much as bars matter, rapping ability matters, preparation matters, consistency matters, being able to pace yourself through 3 rounds matters. And who does that better than Tay Rock?
But let me pick up what you said though, Lang, and this is the story, Lang and Smo, that Tay Rock won the battle or Fonz dropped the ball? Because I feel like the story of this battle is more that Fonz dropped the ball.
Tay Rock is like, I mean, Tay Rock is a master of consistency. The thing is, he rarely got maybe 4 or 5 chokes in his career overall, maybe even I'm giving an extra by accident. But that's why if you ever, and this is how it should be versus the greats, it's like this in every sport. You know what I'm saying? If you ever like make mistakes, the thing about facing the best is that maybe if you're your best, maybe you can match him, but they're not going to make mistakes. Like they're not going to fuck up. That's what makes a Tay Rock. That's what makes granted, you know, we've seen Loaded Lux choke before, but that's why a lot of these like old school cats that don't choke and are veterans, they get so much respect from the community because when Fonz does some shit like that, you don't got to worry about Tay Rock doing some shit like, so he got to get credit there and he had a good battle. Yeah. But absolutely Fonz dropped the ball. He could have easily won the third, crowd in his hands. His material was damn near better in the bit that he gave us than a lot of what Rock gave us in his round. But, you know.
I wonder how much more material that Fonz had in the tank in the third, fellas, before he went.
I think because I thought his first round, he had a good size round. People said that he rapped short in the first round. I don't really think he rapped short. I just think he didn't get that much crowd reaction
in the first round. That's why people.
Yeah, like I just didn't feel like he like got a lot of reaction in the first, so it seemed short. And I feel like in the third round, I'm pretty sure he had a sizable round. Because I feel like the last couple of battles, his third round has been his longest round. Like he usually throw a concept in there, so on and so forth. But I'm pretty sure he had another 2 minutes at least.
Man, I know I had some to end the battle, like the way he did versus John. I know he had some shit in there, and I'm just mad that we're not going to get to hear that material. But
and something to highlight though, Lang and Simone, both these brothers come, in my opinion. I mean, you can say Tay Rock and debatable, but both these brothers are coming with no blemishes on their loss column going into this battle. This is first. This is Fonz's first loss of the
in a three round battle. I mean.
This is Fonz's first loss versus a top tier, like in a minute, like a loss. Yeah. He beat Suge, he beat John, he beat Geechi. Him and this house was debatable, I'll give you that. But like he ain't clearly Trez is incredible. So this is and that goes to speak to like look at Rock's here now, you know, and I think these guys are both going to be pretty high up when hopefully me and Lang are up there, and hopefully you 2-3 up there in the suits of the final man. So I'm sure these are going to be some people high up in the rankings we're talking about, but this is the kind of separation where no matter how you chop it up, as happy as we were for Fonz having his moment and like what he should have already been solidified, but solidified with this, he lost the battle 2-1 clear. So Rock got to get even more fucking credit.
Absolutely.
Yes. Who
Absolutely.
knew Fonz would be out here singing Flintstone commercial songs and people are going crazy? Who saw that happening?
But-
Fonz, you showing
but-
personality more on stage though, brother. I'm gonna give Fonz that though, for real.
But in the infamous words of Sue Surf, we've seen monsters before. Like
Fonz,
that's what makes rock rock. Like I've seen him stand in front of some crazy shit
right.
and still find a way to win. You know what I'm saying? And like it's funny. I feel like a lot of battlers like. I feel like a lot of battlers give it their all in the first 2 rounds, right?
Mhm.
And then once they reach the third, they kind of gas out. And like Rock is just consistent. And when he gets to his third, it don't even have to be the craziest, but because he's consistent and professional, he gets through it 3 minutes of consistent material and is able to close out. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I can say about Rock is like he knows how to close out a battle.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you want to say his second is his best, like he rarely like just drops the ball in the
blood
third.
after Fonz did what he did at third. He smelled blood and knew all I gotta do is land 2 and I'm good.
It reminds me. That also reminds me of when Chess battled Rock and like Chess was on the verge of winning, but then Chess stumbled towards the back end, and all Rock had to do was clean up the scraps. It's kind of like when someone
and Chess's third was crazy. He had the Michael Jackson Thriller gimmick shit in the third too. Like he really should have won that, and that's consistency, man. Sometimes your opponent's gonna beat themselves, and that goes for any type of competitive thing. You know what I'm saying? So.
Shout out Tay Rock, man. I don't got his brother losing a battle this year. I thought it was the lightest of his battles he's had this year, but the brother won a battle. Like Smo said, he won as good as we talk about Fonz second round and everything like that. Tay Rock won this battle 2-1.
I think the way we're talking about it too kind of goes to show his battle of the night. You know, like it had some of the best content. You know, because Rock's first is still one of the better rounds of the night. So it's like Rock was, you could say, weaker compared to like his real 6 stuff, but like he was crazy. Like there's even though it's clear. There's a back and forth, you know, one round to the other round, both powerhouses. So this was one of the high points. And besides individual performances, in terms of like an actual battle, definitely enjoyed this one the most.
I got a question before we go into the next battle, right? I seen this on Twitter, right? Is Tay Rock? I mean, Tay Rock is considered the logo, right? But specifically for Summer Madness, is he Mr. Summer Madness? Like, is he like the best Summer Madness battler?
So he took that title from Rex, because Rex was holding that title for eons.
Title for Calico, if anything.
Calico, Calico too, not far behind.
So how y'all feel?
I mean, the way the Rock is with URL, like it's gonna get real. Where the stat totals, like you know, it's LeBron James-ish. You know, they always call him Mook the Jordan. It makes Rock, because you look at it, he's got what 13 SMs. Like it's getting to the point that nobody else is close. Like, that's a stupid number.
Oh, fella. Who is the logo though? Is it Mook or Rock?
I'll put it to you like this: the reason why the logo thing is funny to me is because Jerry. Wait, let me get this off. The reason why the logo thing is very funny is because Jerry West is the logo, but I don't think Jerry West is considered a top 5 NBA player. That's the funny part. Like it's kind of like the same thing with the Mount Rushmore thing. It's like they want to fight tooth and nail to be Mount Rushmore, but that doesn't necessarily mean that like they're in like the top 5 conversation, which I think is something they value more. So.
I mean, it's tough because like, you know, we were just having, and it's almost like a whole conversation on its own right. But the thing is like, you know, Mook is always, he's going to have stepped out and beat some of the best in their era of rapping, like their primes technically, while having the old shit. So I can't be mad. He's like this all-encompassing, he's a god of the sport. He's all-encompassing, you know, omnipotent, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But you look at Rock, a lot of battle rap fans, 2014 and on, like this is their guy, you know, and that just goes to show battle rap's old enough where there's eras to it where Mook comes back and wins, but we're talking about 12 SMs, 11 gnomes, one of the best resumes ever, the Hollow battle. And no matter what Rock does, he's got 10 times as many battles as Mook that are box office. So like, you beat me in the one, and you are the legend, and you've taken a different path to your greatness that's as respectable. But there's gonna be some people that are always gonna value that this guy's got 60 battles and he's beaten way more top tiers. He's had way more classics. He's done way more. You could say that Mook's done better, but Rock's done more. So I don't know. That's
Smaller leg. I think Rock is gonna have to stop this because he's running with this for years now, fellas. He doesn't want to battle Easy the Block Captain, which I think eventually is going to happen. I think eventually it will, right? This not one to battle Lux thing. He's gonna have to battle Lux, bro. I just think I saw all that talk. I won't battle Lux. No, bro.
For the sake of like a big battle, but I think they and money talks, and like it would be a humongous matchup, like brands wise. So, I'm not saying it's
He's only got 2 big matches left in his career.
But I ain't gonna lie, like him and Lux, I don't think neither of them won. Like there's a certain level of respect
factor. I get it.
Want to do that, but the easy battle we gotta get over ourselves. Like we gotta grow up and just like make some money, man. Like, this is crazy. Like, and now to help the matters, has now beaten like the rest of his class. So you don't want to talk about the battle, but now it's like, damn, you're also the last one left from UM1.
Yo, Rock has beat the whole UM class, hasn't he?
He even beat Gunpowder Pat 2 years prior.
Hey, oh my god, yo,
that's crazy.
Swamp is on the technicality UM1, but we even give Rock that battle. I don't agree.
Yeah,
Jay, Lou, Sick. He just beat Fonz. I don't think he's battling Lou Bando anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy. Rock gotta happen, man. I get it. Y'all got to figure that shit out, bro.
You got to figure that shit out.
The only matchups left for Rock that makes sense besides Easy. I mean, he's called out Iron, but I don't know where we're at with that at this point. Like Iron's been pump faking for
Iron though. I don't think Iron will come back for real. But
yeah,
if we got some returns, he could beat. We'd have to start getting in.
That's the one right there, bro.
We'd have to start getting in another bag. Rock would have to start coming out less times per year. And then you'd have to then it becomes a situation where maybe you could convince a guy like that to step up off the couch. But
and this is like a far cry, but he made an appearance on Gnome. Like maybe a conceded, for us that might not. I mean, for us we probably don't care about that. But I know for sure Rock still wants that battle.
It's not about caring. We can't afford it, brother.
Do we care though? But no smoke. Do we care?
Nah, I would care if Khan came back. If Khan comes back, I mean, he's only got 2 battles we want him for.
Nitty and Rock, right? That's it.
Right, and they're both so fulfilling.
Nitty, Khan.
You know what though? It would be a spectacle. It would be. I would love it. I'm sorry, I would love it. I'd probably go, bro. I ain't been to event like 8 months. I'll probably get it.
I'm here for Khan and Nitty. Here's the thing. I liked Rock and Khan back in like 2015, 2016, especially when like Rock was dissing him hard body
and concede and stop ducking and all the other crazy shit he was
all that. But then Rock there's not a lot left, but
no, not a lot left, man. All right, fellas. Next battle. I can't wait to have this conversation with my brothers. I can't wait. What y'all got to say about this?
Oh man,
Shotty Horroh. It's Geechi Gotti. Before I hand it to y'all brothers, man. Oh, what a disappointment battle. I mean, and listen, Shotty Horroh won this battle. We ain't gonna play no games. So Shotty Horroh and A-Ward, 2 guys who made their URL debuts. I thought they won their battles, respectively. Both those brothers won their battles, right? Geechi Gotti. Listen, it's one thing to go on 15 Minutes of Fame and let the world know that you stank up the joint. Thanks, Geechi. We all saw that, brother. But damn, my dude, how do you battle some dude named Fax and you go crazy with that, brother? And then on Summer Madness with Shotty Horroh. And first of all, let me tell you why I know this battle is gonna be crazy. I'm sorry, I might be petty, but I felt that Geechi Gotti should have been coming out intro first before Shotty. Why is Geechi?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I know for a fact Shotty felt disrespected, from the onset, and then when Mook said London instead of Manchester, that was kind of wild. And then he's like, "You talking about battling in my country, and you talking about battling somebody else but me?" Like, I feel like he felt mad disrespected, and it showed in the battle because I feel like that raised his energy in the battle. But Shotty took this battle clear. And again, this is another situation where because Geechi was inconsistent, it kind of taken away from what Shotty was doing. But if you listen to what Shotty was saying, he was pretty damn good in this battle, all 3. And for me personally, I feel like he got better with each round. I feel like every round he got better. Like the material was good. He was landing. I do feel like his timing is kind of off in terms of how he delivers his bars, because there's always a delayed reaction when he does land something. But besides that, he's going to get that down with just battling more. But besides that, man, I mean, the pen is sharp. The presence that he has, his ability to, just say some of the most creative shit I've heard this year.
Before you go, I just want to say about Geechi Gotti. I thought in the beginning, Small and Lang in the first round, I thought he had something in the first round. I like when he said, "While we're in your country, we're not main eventing and stuff like that." I did like the overseas bar. Those are the highlights probably of his first round and everything, man. But it was a stinker after that.
It's crazy because he looked like I kind of knew what route Geechi was gonna take, and I honestly felt like he could have executed it perfectly. Like the accolades talk, the URL UK arc thing too, but his second round where he actually did try to get into that bag, bad execution. Like, why would you say he didn't battle Shuffle T? Like, why would you say that? Look at Verse Tracker. Like, why would you say that?
He said his middle name Wayne. No, it's not. Well, it's Wayne today. Yep.
That's when you know, yo, Smo. That's when you know you give zero fucks.
Yo, let me tell you about this battle, man. Let me tell you about this battle. Y'all ever seen Scooby Doo?
Oh man.
You know when like the end when they get the villain, they pull the mask off. It's like it was down to it was the whole time. The first round, it was some villainous shit. I'm like, we gotta find out. In the second round, we pulled the mask off of Geechi Gotti, and it was motherfucking Charlie Clips. Oh my god, Charlie Clips made it to Summer Madness. He was wearing
Geechi Clips got married.
Oh my god, bro!
Like Silence of the Lambs. He snuck in and he fucked up this battle, man. This was nasty from Geechi, and I just did not expect from this performance. Geechi, I didn't think, even if Geechi wasn't locked in all three, the most serious of Geechi Gottis, I thought he'd at least show up to the level he did for like a Fonz, Ilmac. He was pretty I liked his Ilmac performance. So the fact that he really gave like nothing in the second and third, and to the point 3, I even saw in your recap, you really think this battle has no replay value, at least the first watch. The disappointment will kind of take over because that's the story of legends taking it up. Yeah. Shotty, in my opinion, probably the second best performer on this card. I thought Shotty Horroh was really, really good. I thought he's at least one of the top guys that performed across 3 rounds. Like Lang said, he got better each round. His first was good. His second was better. His third was better. That sounds like a really good performance. So this really trended in body bag territory. I think the first is close enough because I think Geechi had good material in his first. He was just clean. But the rest of this battle, he just completely didn't care, while Shotty just kept putting more and more pressure on. So I even see Geechi leaning into the loss. He tweeted, "Rich Dollars told y'all to say, what's up, you know what I'm saying, from up here." And I got to give it to him. At least he's being a comedian about it. But the problem is,
do we like that, though, Smart?
No. Here's the thing. I would be cool with it if he didn't lose often. And it's like, he's taking the loss in stride. But the problem is this is like the 15th. 100, we see Geechi do this a lot of times now. You know what I'm saying?
What's crazy is,
but we see Geechi do it a lot, and it's just disappointing, and it hurts the card overall. It's a bad look. It's a bad look.
And the crazy thing is like he really hasn't been doing it that much this year. Like he hasn't been doing it that much this year. Like he hasn't really taken that many big battles. With the battles he has taken, he's actually showed up for. You mentioned the Fax battle. He battled a couple of people this year, maybe not on a high caliber side, but he wasn't really just doing giveaways.
How do you get booed, Geechi? You should not be getting booed in London, England.
And it's because he choked. He even ran out of freestyles. He choked multiple times in the third round.
Talking to Austin on the sidelines, having private conversations to Austin on everything. Like, what were you doing, my guy? Like, what was going on, bro?
Yeah, man.
He took a check. I ain't gonna lie. He took a SM. He treated an SM check like how he should have. And I hate to say this, and you shouldn't. You should try for both battles. But if you're just gonna take a check, take the fucking Fat X check, and show up for Summer Madness, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like the game is backwards. Like I don't understand what.
What's also crazy is I remember him being on Last Second C. And he was just talking about how small leagues expect him to give the same level of content as Major League. He said, you can get filet mignon, Geechi, if you pay filet mignon money. But if you pay me a couple grand, I'm gonna give you some New York strip. This brother gave a ribeye on that night. I don't know what that was, man. And it's also unfortunate, right? Because on Geechi's end, we talk about lack of matchups, bro. Geechi literally doesn't have much left. Like, who else is he going to battle? I mean,
$3.
Rex and Reed, but like in terms of like big matchups, like
$3.
Shotty was one of the few. I was just like, okay, I didn't see this coming, but that's the big matchups.
Geechi about to be out here on the Nexuses. You know, he's getting woosah. Here's the thing. Geechi is going to start probably calling up, like, giving mad shots. Because at some point, people talk about, like you said, matchups running out. I mean, with Geechi, this might be the first guy that I'm like, damn, like I really can't like think.
I can see the only I said that a second ago. I can see that battle happening.
But like, let's say Geechi want to be on Gnome or SM again, right?
Yeah.
Who would he battle on a Gnome right now? Like, just
the only person that three mentioned that kind of makes sense is like real sick, but I ain't really feeling that battle like that.
You know what? I'm not either. But I guess that's a name. I couldn't even think of names for real. So, but yeah, Geechi stunk it up. Worst performer of the night. And Shotty's one of the best. So shout out to him.
What are we doing with Shotty Horroh, fellas? Back-to-back
battle. Yo, real quick.
This battle.
He for sure should battle one more time.
Shotty,
like,
right?
I know he's probably not.
He can make the top 20. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, like he needs one more good one.
If it's debatable, I ain't gonna lie. You make the top 20. You're not going to be 20. Because the Shine performance was
very
really good. Like on the return in New York, and then the Geechi performance, I thought he was really good. So I agree. And in terms of who you should battle next, it's kind of funny because it feels like there's vastly different energy behind these two names right now. But he should get Rock and Twerk battles done at some point. I mean, like he should be taking the biggest challenges. Like, of course, the thing is he's got endless ideas. What if we did Shotty versus Nitty? Shit, I wouldn't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Like
your Shotty Rock conversation, I can see that happening though.
But that's just like, yeah, you would take the biggest stars. And Rock called him out right after the event. We talked about Rock running out of matchups. At some point, he will battle Shotty Horroh, and we're not going to be mad at that. So there's one more on the table for him. But I think it's going to be Rocker's work. Like that just if it's not like a UK, if he don't battle Gemini, because Geechi fucked that angle up. You know what I'm saying? But he do need to like get that battle in with Gemini. You know what I'm saying? So there's options out there.
Geechi, man, come on, bro. That was bad.
He want to go back to Geechi.
I'm sorry, man. I was just.
Man, we got a main event to talk about. We're just discussed. You know,
I love Geechi, man. Come on now, dog. His podcast, I watch that shit religiously with him, Jazz.
No, he probably gonna be funny as hell. I don't know the podcast tonight, but whenever he pops up, he'll probably be funny.
And I'm gonna watch it because he's gonna crack on himself and do
something. They're gonna crack on each other because they both kind of coming off losses, so that's gonna be kind of funny. Like EK can sit in the corner just smirking.
And the conversation gonna be is that should they chill on the podcast? You know how this culture is.
No, they should pull up in like fake crutches, like a fake.
Like that though. I can see Geechi doing some shit like that.
But somebody else might pop, had a rough night too. So about that.
Yeah.
Great segue. Main event.
I gotta sit up for this one.
New Jersey Twerk versus Loaded Lux. I picked Lux to win this battle. I didn't stand 10 toes down. Because one thing, again, I'm surprised. It's almost like the Murder Mook effect when he battled Hitman Holla. There's one department I knew that Twerk was going to beat Lux in was the haymakers. And man, dog, when he stripped you of that, my brother, you looked at kind of wild. Let's go from the tippity right quick. Let me know real quick before I go. Let me ask you brothers a question. Do you feel the time discrepancy with London and the United States and everything played a part with these brothers' energy at all throughout the night?
I do feel like jet lag could have played a problem, and then obviously for Twerk, obviously Lux came into London a little bit earlier than Twerk did. Obviously Twerk had a situation, so I do feel like that plays a role. I do feel like it's different when you're going to London, but your body is acclimated to like the States because technically it's earlier for you. So technically, I feel like that shouldn't be that much of an excuse. But jet lag is a thing, 100%. Honestly, I just think that this was a matter of energy, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So, how do you feel? How do you feel about Twerk's first three?
All right, so I like Lang Smoke. All right, with him, what I've noticed sometimes and shit like that, he looks for crowd approval. Number one, if you really look pay attention how Twerk raps,
I feel like that's almost like always been known.
Yeah,
like,
that's okay, fair enough.
Not having a good night, or people used to say used to lead to his fuck ups, like when the crowd was a fuck. So that's always been
And I think him and K Shine sell their bars better than a lot of other battle rappers. It might not be the craziest thing, fellas, but the way they sell that shit, the oomph and the enunciation that they put behind their shit stands out to me. I thought Twerk was doing okay in the first round. Dogs, JSMO, brothers. Hey, Twerk. I understand you thought the culture thought that shit was funny when you did the face off and you was dressing like Lux. All right, kudos. That was kiki. My brother, why did you bring that to the battle? Who told you that to stop in the middle of what you're talking about to pan into some Lux impersonation that you did for goddamn 90 seconds, probably and anything like that? That's when you lost me, baby. You lost me. And I don't understand why you came into this battle just like Hitman Holla. Hitman Holla trying to ball Mook. That didn't work. And you come into this battle trying to be a fake Lux. I didn't understand that. So for me, listen, Lux won the first round. And it was not on my bingo card that Loaded Lux would be doing improv comedy in the first round. And some of the jokes I thought was kind of okay.
Yeah, the roasting session was. I ain't gonna lie, it was the fire shit ever, but I ain't gonna lie, he talked to him kind of crazy. Like he was cracking on him. Like it
gave off like it gave off the Mr. Wavy vibe when Mr. Wavy pulled out the mud shot.
It worked when Mr. Wavy did. Yeah, that's a crazy parallel, like a Mr. Wavy round and a Lux round. But like that really like the shit was similar. Like it ended up working.
Yeah.
I agree with y'all, man. I think Twerk's first honestly is good. Like he had bombs in his first. His first is a strong round, but kind of like how I felt about Fonz's first versus Rock. I'm like, not enough. Like I just felt like not like before Lux even rapped, and I'm someone that had Twerk winning going into the battle. But I was like, he's gonna win with bombs, and I agree. And this is something that I'm not gonna say everyone does in their God tier plates, but this is why a lot of people that you'd think were gonna beat a God tier ends up losing to one. And at the end of the day, that's overthinking your approach. And instead of you do something great. You're like, let's say you're a puncher. You know what I'm saying? This is why I got a lot of respect for Rum Nitty when he ran into Lux, right? Whether you ever win or lose in the battle, reason's a good battle. He's a puncher. He punched. We did not reinvent the wheel. You know, there's a little bit of angling here and there, but he's like, yo, I did this one thing that got me here. You know, if you're the Eagles, you were running the ball all season. You're not going to go to the Super Bowl and be like, you know what? I'm going to try to throw for 500 fucking yards. That's how they lost the Super Bowl. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. And that's what they overthink, and they're like, let me reinvent myself. And I think Twerk left behind his strongest suit. He could have energy that Lux can't reach, and he took a wittier pen approach to the first with the in-between bars. And listen, he did it good, but why are you going to do what Lux does best and try to match him in that? That don't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. You're playing into his strength, and that yet we can't overthink it. Hitman did the same shit versus Mook, and we watched Twerk do the same thing. And the impressions are cool at first, but man, 3 to 4 minutes. And I know there was some slick writing in there, but then it looks like you said, like you just said, he looked kind of like a fake Lux in a way. And Twerk is nothing like that. That's nothing like how he battles. You know, that's not how he battled Mook at all. He just bombed on Mook. He completely, I felt like, overthought his approach to this battle. Either that or he underthought it. You know, because even his material didn't seem that structured. But as good as his first is, Lux's first is amazing, and he just walked in the first. Like, what'd you say, Lee?
No, that's what I was gonna say. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it seemed like a good portion of his material was about his jail situation. So that's an indication to me that he probably wrote some of like that material like a few days from the battle. Okay. I was listening, I'm just like, I'm like, okay, you mentioned the jail situation, probably trying to counterwrite, but then there's like more material where it seems like he's just like probing at that. And I'm just like, is some of this material like written within a couple of days?
Like,
or did he add in? It was the beginning, really.
Yeah, maybe that too. But I was just hoping. I'm like, man, I hope it's not a situation where.
Think about this. He wanted to go first. He didn't want a coin toss.
I think he wanted to counter right too. Like that whole impression. He's making fun of Lux, but since he's talking to himself, that works so well in Arsenal. Let me do it.
Right.
But he's bringing up topics that you'd think, and Lux did end up like he had a Blood of Christ bar, something like that. Yo, Lux actually used that bar at the second, which is kind of funny. So he definitely tried to be like, oh, I'm going to diffuse, but you tried. I feel like, and I can't speak for his mentality, but it looked like he tried so hard to be a strategist.
Yeah.
He forgot his biggest weapons. back at the crib, man. He forgot the bombs, the bazookas, the haymakers, all that. Because when he hit the London Drive, a seer on the other side.
That was hard.
I thought he was gonna have just like 9 of those. Like I was like, yo, you can win. But Lux, and that honestly, and we're gonna talk about the other rounds, but the first is kind of which why we're spending so much time in is the story of the battle.
Yeah.
So Twerk tried to neutralize Lux in a weird way. I thought Lux neutralized Twerk for the rest of the battle. I think the rest he never recovered from that first round.
But the United Kingdom bar that was good, the Dr. Sebi bar that was fire.
Yeah.
R. Kelly don't judge me bar. He had some stuff before he went into the Lux thing and trying to contemplate anything. Yeah,
but you know the thing though, right? We spoke about this earlier, right? Mm-hmm. Well, what do we say about T-Top? T-Top probably won the round with like 5, 6 minutes, 7 minutes to spare, and I feel like this is the same thing here. He probably could have won that round if he had to just close there. And on top of that, too, another thing I thought about was like going first and not getting the last word versus Lux is kind of hard to, and then my thing is like if you're gonna take a different approach, you might want to go second. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you were just outright explosive, going first would make sense. It reminds me of when he went first against Loso. It's like he did what he did, and there's nothing that his opponent can do to match that, right? But when you have a situation where you're not as explosive, then you give someone an opportunity to feed off the energy that you got, it can be very treacherous. And then you mentioned something, Smo, that really resonates with me about like him trying to like be too strategic. Yo, that reminds me when he battled Horroh on the Lowest of Keys. It just worked out differently. But I remember
Horroh had the firepower to respond. Yeah. I remember when he did his third versus Horroh, I'm like, man, like I don't like this third. And I swear to God, that was one Lux outfit. He did another goddamn Lux outfit. Like it's a repeat of ideas that didn't work. Rapping to a stunt double of yourself doesn't work. Doing that shit, the whole dressing up as impression for minutes upon minutes, that shit doesn't work. So
taking it off small and lang and then the mic issue, a little mic issue, turbulence.
Material not bad. That's a crazy thing. Twerk really doesn't have bad material in this battle. Yeah. It's layered like on purpose because he tried to be more layered, which we're talking about. We thought that was silly, but you know, good isn't good enough for something like this. You would be a great version of yourself. And you're one. This ain't, someone said it best. Cap said it. A few other people. There's 25 better Twerk performances in his career.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, you know. So, and then the second, the third. I mean, the second probably the closest round. Maybe we all agree on that. I think the momentum was on Lux's side, but he took a dip in the second where I was like, yo, I actually edged Twerk the second round. I'm not mad at Lux 2-0, but I edged Twerk the second round. You get to the third, it's about to ass again. It might even be worse. Because the third is by far his first round, and Lux's third is
best round of the battle.
So yeah, bro. Lux, shout out to the Harlem Goats, man. I mean, really complete 2 performance heavy, maybe the 2 best performers we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Go up against these 2. And it's not; these aren't close battles, bro.
Oh, the bow shit he did, he's tapping fucking Twerk like this,
bro.
Potential bar in his first, all that untapped potential, like oh my god, pocket watching untapped potential.
Here's what kills me, bro.
Yeah,
stature of Twerk is 6'5", 280. And it just looked like everything that Twerk was throwing at Lux, it was just like, stop playing me, bro. Stop playing. I've never seen that with Twerk before. I can't remember a battle with Twerk looked like a little dude in a battle.
Nah, it's crazy because like to that point though, like I think people use the word aura and presence loosely, and it's like you just see Lux standing there as Twerk is rapping, unfazed. Like not even looking at Twerk, just looking into the crowd, waiting till his turn to rap. And like he just immediately grabbed the crowd's attention on the onset with the jokes and the humor and the rapping. And and you know what makes this even rough, right? Like rougher is that we know that Lux is an on-camera type battler. So if you're losing in the moment, it probably is not going to get that much better for you on the watch back too, because like as great as his first round was, dog, I couldn't catch everything that he was saying. Like he was rapping so fucking fast, bro. I was like, man, like he's cooking, but like some of this stuff is flying over my head because he's just rapping so fast. And then you got that part of it, the rewind and find, but then you also got like just undeniable haymakers to mix in too. So it's like he's beating you at his own game while still preserving what makes him him. Like,
And
that's crazy.
I really got one last point because at the end of the day, and we'll probably maybe talk about some matchups we could see for them next because
Right.
I'm always interested in
Absolutely.
that. But my last point about this battle and why I use the word neutralize, where I feel like Lux neutralized Twerk a bit. The superpower for Twerk is those haymakers, right? But the superpower for Lux that of course a lot of the old generation have is like they're amazing rappers. Like, Twerk can't necessarily the way he battle raps when he gets on wax, like he can't rap like that. Like exactly like that. Lux is flow. It works on 995 as we've seen. It worked on Hot 97. It works in battle rap. It works on wax at the Joey Badass try. Like he just has his own sound and it's so fluid and it's almost conversational. That's why they say it's substance raps. Because when you're listening to Lux, it's kind of like so smooth to listen to.
Created.
Yeah, like you're not listening for setup punch. You're just listening, and that's why you're kind of like that's where people are hanging on every word, and they get this punch, but it puts you in a little bit like almost like hypnosis for some people. That's how good he raps. So that's the big thing for me is when Lux set the pace. It's hard for Twerk to bring it back to set up to punch when you have this like smooth rapping ability because now people just want to hear him rap. It sounds better on the ear. So I got nothing but props to give to Lux. And that's my last point, man. It was masterful. He wasn't great. He was just good.
Yeah.
Like, Lux is like.
To hear somebody tell Lux, leave him alone. And Lux like, nah, I ain't do. I was like,
He said for what?
For what?
He said for what?
I was not.
No, because you got to think in Lux point of view, it's like, yo, like it sounds crazy, but like he was the underdog. Like I don't let's not sweep that under the rug. There's a lot of the battle rappers, right? Except for like the OGs or whatever, but a lot of the battle rappers felt like Twerk was going to, handle business. A lot of the fans, right, thought he was going to handle business. UK, Lux got tired last time he had to travel.
Horroh was fucking crazy on the timeline for the last couple of days and shit.
Bro, and then he not only won, he won in like a clear fashion, right? And like I'm one of the few people that actually edged Lux the second. Like I'm not mad if someone gives Twerk the second. I just feel like Lux was cleaner. It still felt like Twerk was kind of like still trying to like, garner his bearings in the second round too. But I'm not mad at someone because I do think that in the haymaker round he probably won that, but I just think I preferred Lux overall round in the second. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when I watch it back for like the third time, I'm gonna catch even more stuff. But all in all, it's a huge win for Lux, and I think I went on record saying like, I feel like Twerk wasn't going to win against Lux and Easy back to back. I had a feeling he was going to drop at least one of these. Like I had a strong feeling like he's going to drop one of these because it's so hard to like have like one mega matchup on a big card and then come back and have another one, which is a grudge match at that too. And it's like, yeah, like I just had that feeling that like one of these was going to falter a little bit.
So Small, let me dig your brain right quick, brother. You know how this culture is. Oh, Twerk lost to Lux. Before I felt like going into the Easy Twerk battle, everyone was picking Twerk to be easy, right? And I understand that. But now that he lost the Lux, are we gonna do this now that that Twerk is definitely gonna lose Easy the block captain now?
I still got Twerk. I mean, like that, it has absolutely no bearing. I think I just feel so strongly that's such a tough matchup for Easy. Like I said, he's a tough matchup for anyone, but for Lux, I didn't think he was. I did say he's the style to take down God tiers, but I called the battle close because Lux has superpowers of his own. It's gonna be back in New York, and I mean, like he's a tri-state area guy. You know what I'm saying? He's from Jersey. We saw the way he pulled up to the Mook battle, dog. You know what I'm saying? He gets quite a bit of love out there.
Yeah, that was kind of wild. His interest is crazy.
It's just one of those things where, like, and there's so many different. The way the angles match up is different. He is in this battle. Lux has everything to talk about to Twerk for real, and in this one, I mean, but I still have him. I have him 2-1. Because it just goes to show like Easy, I think is for sure going to get around because you're going to get a great version of Easy. It just doesn't change my call for that at all. You know what I mean? I think he's going to be fine for it.
I'll put it to you like this: like I think Twerk's going to win, but I don't think it's going to be as dominant as I felt like it was like a year or so prior. So I felt like there was a
year ago would have been bad, like
rough,
So
but did Lux leave a lot of meat on the bone in terms of that certain
And
things.
that's what I was gonna say too. It's like the reason why I feel like that is because I feel like Easy now has other things to kind of touch on in the battle in regards to the subject matter, right? And again, like I don't know why we consider this, but I do, and I don't want to say it for Twerk because Twerk can easily like chef up some rounds within a week or two or whatever. But I do feel like fatigue matters, and when you battle like 7 to 8 times a year versus a guy that battles 2 to 3 times a year, it does play a role. Especially everything matters in a big time matchup, like preparation time, how many people you battle prior to that, so on and so forth. Like I said, I still have Twerk winning the battle 2-1, but it's not going to be as clear as it would have been a year prior or even like earlier this year after the Kid Slade battle. I was like, I said if Twerk battles if Twerk battles Easy now after the Kid Slade battle, I don't know, like he might be, you know what I'm saying? So I do feel like there's more of a route to victory for Easy now. Because he can just talk about the Lux battle itself could be an angle. You know what I'm saying? The situation that he had recently can be an angle. And then like I don't know. I do feel like there are things that Easy can touch on now.
Well, subscribe to the theory, Smo and Lang, that Twerk is going to come into this battle pissed off. And we all said it before the battle, right? The battle, the person he wants the most, he wants to beat Lux, of course. Come on out, right? But he really wants Easy to block head on the swivel. Like he wants to beat the dog shit out of Easy to block captain.
Grudge match. This is different. Like him and Lux, like it's a bigger bat, but it ain't no like grudge. Like there's a grudge to this. So we'll see. And my last thought on really anything SM related here, but for this battle, who do y'all want to see them battle next?
Lux and Twerk.
Lux and Twerk.
For Lux, man, it's tough because like I feel like it would have been better if Hitman had a beat Mook, but like I'm not all the way against Lux and Hitman. I feel like it for sure needs a little bit more time now. I think but I will say Twerk has Easy, but like if there's a world where Twerk and Hitman can battle at the end of the year, that would be a great way to kind of build into the other matchups and whatnot. But for Lux, man, I mean, it's really tough now. I mean,
I got because one, I would not be mad at Lux and DNA. I know that some people feel
I'm not mad at it either.
It feels like but one, and listen, I'm not one for far-fetched matchups. I make fun of when people bring up battlers. No one thinks they're coming back, but listen, if somebody somewhere
Fonz beat it.
Touch would beat that.
Yeah.
What it's gonna take now, because he just saw Nitty and Twerk and like comes out, very favorable with those performances. And I think that he might need like another, if all these people are trying to play into his game, what about a rapper's rapper? What about someone that strength is his game? And he could show levels again. And it's not saying that this is the guy that could beat him, but there's a return, like the buzz of it since B-Dot's been away so long. And it did get talked about when he was here. There's some, but I don't know where the fuck B-Dot at. So that should tell you where we're at.
You heard my heart, Smo. You heard my heart. Yeah. Where's this brother at? Where's B-Dot? I don't even want to talk about
if there's any battle that I bet if someone can get in touch with him, if there's any battle that could make him maybe reconsider want it. If it's not Lux battle is the biggest one. I don't think anyone would be mad or think he needs to battle someone else to get there. If he returned, people would just be happy about it. I know it's out there. We haven't seen him in years, but that's where we're at.
So let me ask you brothers a question. If you're Lux and you get offered DNA or B-Dot next, B-Dot's return battle after how many years being gone?
Or DNA's return battle.
What do you do if you're Lux?
That's a good question. I mean,
it ain't no good question.
I mean, but no, I ain't gonna front. I feel because here's the
question.
You no, I'm saying that because Smoke, you fucked me all the way up. I can't even.
I'm crying.
I'm about to say no. Smoke heckled the fuck out of me. I forgot my bar. Nah, but the reason why I said, man, Jersey. Jersey. I can't even get it on.
For Twerk, right? I think there's more battles they have left, right? I still want to see him in A-Ward. I'm still on that type of timing. I think Av and Twerk at some point have to have a conversation, right? I'm still big on Twerk and Hitman. I'm still big on that. Hey, who knew that two live performers, two of the greatest performers in battle rap, would lose back-to-back weekends? Didn't see that happening, but we here now, right? For Lux, it gotta be DNA, bro. I saw a lot of Danny Myers tweets last week.
I love Danny, but like here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, right? Like when they say make it make sense, they're not saying from the standpoint of like someone hasn't done enough.
Right.
We're talking about current stock right now, and it's like I just feel like Danny's route to a Lux would have to take like a run of some sorts to get there. But like the issue with Danny is that like the same way we talked about Geechi like running out of matchups, dog. Danny is top. I think he's like top 5, top 3 in total battles. Who else is he going to battle?
Hold on, would Danny do a better job than Twerk?
Danny would. That's hard to say. That's hard to say.
A lot because like you want to talk about like going over the top with something creative or like a misfire. Like Danny might try to wrap a whole round backwards. Like I don't know what Danny Myers is liable to do.
Bro, I'm gonna ball backwards.
Danny gonna wrap his second in Pig Latin. What is going on right now?
Nah, I will say for sure Danny will give like 150%. The thing is though is like I feel like because I think Smo actually responded to someone about like JC and Lux as well too. The issue is not the fact that they don't deserve the battle. It's just about momentum, right? Building up your stock and the run to it, because like the thing about the JC shit, the reason why like there was traction behind that is because he had a run to campaign him in 2017. Danny, if he wanted to do like his Lux campaign, if he had kept that same momentum after the Rock battle or something like that, he probably very well could have got it. You know what I'm saying? Because he was on the verge of getting Surf before Surf had a situation, so like that would have been the thing to put him over.
So does JC need 4 battles like A1 for Lux to even to say
he like it's just a matter of making it make sense with in terms of stock, in terms of promotion, in terms of just like the people you are battling. And unfortunately for JC, I wouldn't say it misses window, but like that window is very, very narrow now. And then when you talk about Danny, I just think that he's gotten his big time matchups with the Disasters, with the Tay Rocks, and so on and so forth. I don't know what route it would take for him to get to a Lux battle at this particular time.
Yeah,
I'm not against the battle.
Level of stardom, man. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a certain it's not that I would love to see Lux versus JC, especially Lux and Danny too, but Lux versus JC, since it's been hyped up before, there's like backstory. There'd be like probably even some dialogue in that battle, but Lux like takes big battles. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day. So DNA, B-Dot return, big battle. DNA return. I know he's been unmotivated at times, but like it is a big battle too. Like I'm saying how it makes sense. Lux, like with the current state, I'm not saying they got bad stock, Danny and JC, but just like it would just be a battle for a battle. And Lux never just takes a battle for a battle. He's never will. That's not his MO.
What about a Calico Part 2?
In Detroit?
No. But I was gonna say the only time I felt like he did that, and he kind of alluded to it a little bit, was the Geechi battle. But even still, in the grand scheme of things, that was still a big battle. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, to your point, he likes the situation. If you ever listen to Lux talk, he says, "Yo, like, if the people want the battle to happen, then we can make it happen. But like, if the people not asking for it, why would I then battle that?" Like the only other situation outside of Geechi,
how much do we believe?
The only other situation he did that outside of Geechi was Arsenal, and I guarantee you, Arsenal paid him a handsome dollar to do that battle.
Shorty.
That was like his second retirement. You know what I'm saying? So it was still authentic then. So. No, man, it was overall, for the fact that the card was like in my opinion 6 out of 10. I know I talked to you earlier 3 weeks said I agree in that number. And Lang, you think 6 out of 10? Think that's
5 out of 10.
I would say
I can see 6 though. On the second watch and third watch, I watch it back to back.
Because at least in some of these lopsided battles, like there is a performance. Like what I'm saying? Like there wasn't a lot of battles where both sides were ass.
But I'm mad that A1 and T-Top wasn't like that though.
We're disappointed with the expectations.
You know what's crazy? You know what's like really crazy? It's like as hard as we was on Kings versus Queens Summer Madness, they probably had better like collection of battles in comparison to this Summer Madness. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, but it was still impact. Like this had so much more impact than that. Like I still feel like we look how long we talked an hour and a half of storylines, where people
Yeah.
here, what that does, and that's what Summer Madness is supposed to do. So on that note, it was the impact it needed to be. But I don't know what we got to do for a classic SM, guys. So hopefully we see.
No, I ain't gonna front. We ain't had a classic SM
Since when?
Okay, so the last great SM we had was probably SM10. So it's been like 5 years.
SM9 probably the last, the 2v2.
Refresh the memory, sir. Who might who's
SM10, that's B dot Lux. Oh, excuse me. I'm manifesting the battle. That's crazy. B dot T top. That was B dot. It was B dot T top. It was John Ill Will, Holmesy Bill Collector, K Shine Chess, and Charlie Clips Geechi. That was like the last.
Main event. That's
Talon A Burb is the main event. So that was like the last like really good SM that we got. Last classic SM, like Smo said, he was there, was Summer Impact. That was the last classic SM.
Okay.
And then the last SM before that was good, just so happened to be in London, the SM8. So it's been a while though.
All right. I got an interesting text here from somebody I can't say it loud. I'm gonna tell y'all brothers off air. I can't say it on it.
Oh man,
I say off air is crazy. Well, we'll get to that.
Real quick. Like, how do y'all feel about the TBL card? I forgot the name of the card, but I think with Easy and Twerk, I think
it's called Exodus. It's got Easy
Exodus.
It's got
Mike P and King. I'm here for that battle. I like that battle.
Yeah, it's got Snake versus Trenches card, or you talk about the?
Oh wait, that might be a different card.
Yeah, but that's the trench. That's the trenches, right?
Yeah, okay, because they were promoting 2 different cards. The trench. How do y'all feel about the trenches card? Because we kind of already talked about Easy and Twerk.
Cortez Truffaut, right? Is that Cortez Truffaut?
Yeah, it's a cool card. Like I mean, like they're moving battles over from what they lost on the first joint, but King of Mike P is like that. So
yeah,
I like it.
Right. What's other match you got on there? What's on there? Rosenberg and
Frozen UMP. I mean, like that's team because they must have lost Snake and Bill and Core and Reed, but it's cool. Like I think I like that they stay active. I don't think it'll be a crazy card, but it'll be battle rap to watch. Probably take like 3 hours. I'm not mad at
it. My brothers, I appreciate you as always, man. You know how the vibes already and stuff like that. So I guess the next event is October 11th, right?
Next big event, at least that we've heard of. I'm sure we're going to have some like middle level, smaller league cards.
What about that card with Fate and I think it's Dollar Bill and Dre Majesty? How you guys feel about that card?
Oh, but that's not till November. But that's a good joint.
Yeah, that's a good card too.
But they got KD versus somebody on there. KD battling someone like good on.
Well, KD and Ill Will are battling in St. Louis. But that's a different. Well, that's a different card.
It is a different card, but especially Dollar and Dre is like that. I like that clash. I like that matchup.
I think Dre Majesty's battling on the Easy's card too, right? Isn't he battling somebody?
He's got 3 battles in 3 months, I think.
Who's he battling on Easy card again?
I gotta look at that card again. He's
battling Prep, and I like Prep a good chance. Prep is like people hate to admit it because he's done a lot of weird ass shit.
He's nice though.
He gets busy.
So on some unspoken of killer on the lower level, and he's got some work on the bigger leagues too. Prep like on any given day can like be a
he be beating up on not beating up, but like he be handling business with like when he battles people like Drugs, Don Marino, stuff like that. Like in that ballpark area, like he handles. I mean, on the lowest of keys, he beat T-Top. So I mean,
hey, ain't no lowest key. Smoked T-Top a couple years
ago.
T-Top. That would look like we hate now.
Yeah, I don't do that. Sorry, T-Top.
My bad, Terrell. My brother Like I appreciate you as always, man. We're gonna talk though, man.
Of course, good as always, man.
My brothers, man. Shout out Lang, shout out Smo. Y'all know the vibes already. URL.